Obviously, we still have a long ways to go in our battle against COVID-19, but our recovery is moving forward, with outdoor recreation formally starting today in many respects. Additional guidance is being drafted as we speak for other areas that will be eligible to open in phase 1 of our recovery, and we expect more to be released in the upcoming days so that we can make sure we have appropriate guidelines for the reopening of those businesses, which I know people are very happy about. I've been very appreciative in the last couple of months of community leaders from across the state who have provided us such valuable insight about their efforts and their hopes and their struggles. We've talked to nurses and firefighters and workers and business owners and folks from every variety of nonprofits and elected leaders from across the state to help us move forward, and we are moving forward today in the state of Washington. Today, I am announcing 3 advisory groups that will be focused on specific steps that our state will be taking in the upcoming weeks. These groups include a really diverse group of voices, from community leaders in business to government to nonprofit organizations. They represent a broad cross-section of Washingtonians from both sides of the Cascades, different generations, and they focus on different parts of the impact of the virus on our community. The members of these groups are in touch with their communities, and I'm looking forward to working with them. They're going to help inform our decision-making, and they'll provide a vehicle for input with our administration to focus people's insights so we can make sure we get as much information as we can to guide our decision-making to keep people safe, which is our goal. The focus of each advisory group is the following: our Public Health and Healthcare System Advisory Group. This is be led by our Department of Health Secretary John Weisman. We'll have our Safe Work and Economic Recovery will be led by Commerce Director Lisa Brown. Our social supports with the Department of Social and Health Services Secretary Cheryl Strange as our cabinet lead. Director Brown and Secretary Strange are both here today to answer questions. I want to thank each of them for their leadership to date in working with the community in this group that we're now forming. Each group will really constitute a forum for my office to consult with the broader community on the next steps as we move forward of reopening our state. For example, our Public Health and Healthcare System Group will be looking at broadening our testing efforts to do everything we can to maximize the ability of Washingtonians to obtain timely tests, to help us prepare for a potential second wave for COVID-19. And they'll prepare for the distribution of treatments and vaccines in the happy day when those, in fact, are perfected. Our Safe Work and Economic Recovery Group will focus on our phased recovery plans, giving guidance for allowing more activities with appropriate health standards and business and worker assistance. We want to ensure a safe path moving forward, both for people who work in businesses and for their customers. And make no mistake, we do know that things will be different as we recover from this matter. But we're looking forward to getting the best advice we can from across the state, and this group is going to help us do it. We don't know exactly when these efforts or when the go button will be pushed for the next steps, but we do know how to do it, and these groups are going to make sure that we understand the best way to go about doing that. Our social supports group will look at meeting the increasing need for so many basic human services, from food to safe shelter to housing and health care. And they'll look at the recovery that through the lens that addresses the equity, the need to increase rather than decrease equity as we go through this challenge. We know our vulnerable populations have always had stresses, and we want to do everything we can to minimize those in the face of this pandemic.